Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Welcome back. This is the teacher Miguel, and welcome to this English lesson. And for today, we are going to have a little review, and we are going to talk about the difference and the uses between the zero conditional and the first conditional. We are going to check when and how we can use the zero conditional and the first conditional. I know um, that we have been working with first conditional and zero conditional, or zero conditional and first conditional, but we have some doubts when we use zero conditional and first conditional. So today we are going um, to work on this, and we are going to check the difference, and we're going to solve all your doubts about the zero conditional and first conditional and the uses for both. Okay, so if you are ready, let's start. Are you ready? Okay. Well, let's start, guys, with the zero conditional, and let's to remember a little bit with the grammar reference with the zero conditional. Uh, don't forget that we use this zero conditional to talk about general with truth and the scientific facts. And the zero conditional have two causes, and if causes and main causes. That is the two causes that we have for zero conditional. And in both causes, we use the present simple. We use the zero conditional with present simple. Okay, so we have here some examples. The use of the zero conditional, and we use if clauses. For example, if you had water, if the use causes, if you had water, we have the for example, and the main causes, it boils. Okay, this is the main clauses, and we have if clauses and main clauses. Okay, the second example is if I don't sleep well, I am grumpy the next day. So don't forget that we are using the present simple, okay, for zero conditional. Okay, so we have the verb in present. Okay, I am grumpy the next day in these main clauses. Okay, or main clause. So the next one is water boils if you head it to 100. Okay, this is the main clauses and if clauses, and we are changing the position, and we starting with the um, verb, and the if clauses is at the end. Okay, and the next one is I'm grumpy the next day if I don't sleep well. Okay, so don't forget this very important aspect of the zero conditional when we use this is in present simple. Okay, I have some exercise here. I have one example, but first, to remember very good this topic, I want to show you a video.
The zero conditional. We use the zero conditional to talk about general truths and scientific facts. If you break a bottle, the liquid spills out. The zero conditional has two clauses. An if or when clause, also known as the condition. And a main clause, also known as the result. We use the present simple in both clauses.
When it rains, I use my umbrella.
We can also change the order of the clauses. My cat hops into the sink when she wants a bath.
I put on a hat and scarf. When it's really cold,
Just for fun.
how can I help you?
When I drink coffee, my eye hurts.
Take the spoon out of the cup first.
Size with zero conditional, and we need to match the sentence with this one. So we need to complete, and let's to check the sentence. A roof leaks if you mix red and blue. The teacher gets angry when I go on a boat. When they died and when it rained. Yes, a roof leak when it's a roof when it rains. Perfect. Yes, the number one with when it rains. Perfect. Don't forget that we can use also when and if like clauses. Um, like how do you say like yeah, if clauses or when clauses, both. Okay, main clauses we can use when or if. In this case we're using when. The second example, if plants don't get enough water. Excellent. The number two, if the plants don't get enough water, they died. Perfect. Yes, it is. Perfect. Number three, you get purple. Excellent. If you mix red and blue. Yes, that is correct. Perfect. And the last one is when we don't work hard, the teacher gets angry. Perfect. Yes. And the last one, I get sick when I go on a boat. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, it is. So this is the use for zero conditional. Okay. Now let's to check and remember the use for the first conditional. We use the first conditional to say what will happen in the future. The difference. Do you remember when we use the zero conditional? Yes, in present. Perfect. This is one difference. Yes, this is one difference. Yeah. And the first conditional we used when when we want to talk about in future. Yes, will happen in the future situation. Yes, perfect. So we use the first conditional to say what will happen, to say what will happen in a future situation. The first conditional has two clauses: the if clauses that describe a situation, and the conditional clauses that say what will happen in that situation. Okay? So in the if clauses, we use a verb in the present tense, and in the conditional clauses, we use a verb in the future. Okay? So please focus very specific in this case, because we have the secret in this sentence. In the if clauses, we use the verb in the present tense, and in the conditional clauses, we use the verb in the future, that is, will or might. Okay? Good. Yeah, good. So we have one examples here using if clauses and conditional clauses. This is the last topic that we talk about, and I think you remember some words and some exercise for this topic. Don't forget, guys, that we are working in your virtual book. Okay, so if you can remember some exercise, it's perfect. Okay, so let's start with the table, and we have the if clauses and the conditional clauses, and we have, if you study harder, you will pass the exam. Okay, we are using if, and the conditional clauses, it's you'll pass the exam if you study hard or harder, you will pass the exam. Okay, the other example is if they arrive. Don't forget that when we are use the if clauses, we write the verb in past. Okay, in present tense. When we use if, we use the verb in present tense. Okay, but in the conditional clause, in this case, we use the verb in the future. Okay, we have if they arrive late, they won't see the movie. We are using the verb won't see in the future, in the future um, negative form with won't. Okay, they won't see the movie. Okay, got it? Perfect. The next one, we are changing the conditional clauses at the beginning and if clauses at the end, and we use will miss the bus, will miss the bus if she doesn't hurry. Doesn't is in present. Don't forget, when we use if clauses, we use the present tense. Okay? Yes, we use the verb in present tense. Okay, now Patty won't be happy if Juan moves to New York. Okay, moves is in present, and won't be happy, it's future. Okay, good, guys. Now let's to check the exercise that I have for you. This is the exercise from the last class, so I think that you already know it. So just let's to check and to complete. Let's to match the sentence with the answer. Okay, if you make breakfast today, I'll wash the dishes. Okay, and she'll look completely different. We have the number 2. She'll look different. She'll look different. Perfect. Yes, it is. If she cut her hair short. Yes, perfect. Good. Number 3. If they eat an apple every day, yes, they'll be very healthy. Yeah, perfect. That is the match. Yes. And the last one, sorry, Len will be placed. Yeah, place it. Yeah, if you help him with his homework. Yes, place it. Yeah. Perfect, guys. Very, very good. So, now let's to check the difference between the first conditional and the zero conditional. Very important difference. Okay, are you ready? Okay. The first big difference between the first conditional is the first conditional is used with the if clauses when we use the present tense, but the conditional clauses is used with future. And don't forget that we use the zero conditional to talk about general truths and scientific facts, but we are talking about with if clauses and main clauses both in the present. Okay? This is the big difference between zero conditional and first conditional. Zero conditional, so let's do check. Zero conditional, present simple. First conditional, we use if clauses with present tense and conditional clauses with future will or might. No problem? Perfect. That is the difference between the first conditional and zero conditional. One more time. Zero conditional, both clauses, if and main clauses, both with present simple. First conditional, we use if clauses with present tense and zero and conditional clauses with future. Yes, will or might. Okay? Don't forget it, guys. Don't forget it because it's very important. Okay? So thank you very much, guys, and I hope to see you in the virtual class.